Hello and welcome to Tech Times. Today we are going to discuss Kafka producers. We all know that Kafka producer can be any application which need to send data to the Apache Kafka cluster. In order for a producer to connect to Kafka, there are some required properties we need to provide. First one is bootstrap servers. So these are the address of Apache Kafka brokers where a producer can connect to. Then we have key and value serializers. This is used to encode the messages which we send to broker. It is beneficial for two purposes. One is network optimization, also the storage and compression. Since producer is beginning for sending of that data to the Kafka broker, it is responsibility of the producer to encode that message and also mention what encoder it has used to encode that message so that the same can be used by the consumer to decode it. You can see from the piece of code which sets the properties of the producer. We have all the three required properties for producer like bootstrap servers, key and value serializer. Now every message which is passed to a producer is called as a producer record, and each record has some required and some optional parameters. Two required parameters are topic name to which you are going to publish the messages and the actual message. Few other optional parameters also we can set like the partition of the topic to which you want to publish the message, the key for the message and the timestamp at which the message is published. Even if you don't mention those optional parameters, it's not required, they will be automatically set in the backend. Now let's understand Kafka producer publishing strategy. Now, whenever we try to send any message to a Kafka cluster, we mention a topic name. So the topic name and the message, these are required parameters in the producer record. Then there are some optional parameters as well, like we have partition, we have key, and we can mention the timestamp as well. So these are three optional parameters. Now based on the optional parameters set, there is some decision making process the producer goes through to decide where this message will be published, to which partition. So let's understand using this figure. Now when we start to send a message to our Kafka cluster, so it will see if we have mentioned any partition key, partition number in that producer record. Now if there is a partition mentioned in it, then it will check if it is valid or not. Producer already has the metadata of all the topics and the partitions which are available on that broker. So it will check it against that metadata if that partition is valid or not. If that partition is not valid, then it will throw an exception to the producer. If that partition is valid, then it will go and publish that record to that partition. Now this is one scenario. Now if we have not mentioned any partition, then it will go and check if we have mentioned key. So if we have mentioned a key, if you have not mentioned a key, then what it will do, it will go and it will use default partitional, that is round robin. So every message, if you have three messages, it will go, and three partition, one message will go to each partition. So there is a round robin fashion, it will start publishing the messages. If you have mentioned a key, then it will check if you have any custom partitioner mentioned there. If we have custom partitioner, then it will go and publish the message using that custom partitioner. If we don't have a custom partitioner but we have a key, then it will do a key based hashing functionality, that is a default partitioner using key, and it will start publishing those messages. Now let's understand the message flow whenever we try to publish any message. Now this is my record which we want to publish, which I want to publish. I have mentioned the topic name and the message, whatever is message, it is 3 dots. Then we can also mention the optional which I have already told you, that partition, timestamp and key. When we start sending that message, it will serialize that message based on whatever serializer which you have mentioned, that I have already shown it to you. For that producer, we have to set some properties like the bootstrap servers and the key and value serializer. So based on this key and value serializer mentioned, it will serialize that message, key and value. Then it will go and it will do go through a partitioner. So this partitioning scheme, which I've told you in earlier slide, based on that partitioning strategy, it will choose which strategy it falls under, and based on that it will start publishing that message. Now every message we don't go and publish it directly, so it all those messages are pushed and hold under a batch. So Kafka producer follows a micro batching strategy, so all those messages are accumulated and formed a small batch, and then they are published. So these batch size or the batch duration, all these things can be mentioned under configurations of the Kafka itself. So these are some advanced topics which I am not going to cover in this session, but just you can keep in mind that single messages are not published at a time. The messages are published in a batching strategy. So all these batches are published. Once the batch are received on a Kafka cluster, the Kafka cluster returns the metadata for the record metadata to the producer back. So this recording metadata contains the either the record has been published successfully or not, or there was an error. So this metadata can be used to identify if that record was published successfully, or we want to do any error handling on if that record was unsuccessful. If you want to retry that, all those things we can do best using this record metadata. Then how we will guarantee that whatever we publish has reached the Kafka cluster? So this can be done using the acknowledgement from the broker. So I told you in the earlier slide, we receive an acknowledgement from the broker or the cluster that if that message was successful or not. So there are three different types with which you can use to acknowledge the record published. Now first one is to set it to 0. So when we set it to 0, it will publish that record and it will start publishing. It won't wait for that acknowledgement from the broker. So this is 0 it's not by default. So we can set it to 0, but we won't receive any acknowledgement. If any published record has failed, then we won't know if it has successfully published or not. So that there is a risk involved in this. Now the second one is the leader acknowledgement. Whenever the leader has received, you know that there are three partitions. One is leader partition, and there are other replications available for each partition. Now all those records are published on a leader, and then leader replicates those messages to the replicas available. That is follower partitions. Now whenever the leader has received that message, that at that point of time we confirm that message is received and that acknowledgement is sent back to the producer. This we can use, or we can set it to 2, and we will say that all the including leader and the replications, everyone has received that message, then the acknowledgement will be sent to the producer. So all these three are there, but there are some trade-offs involved. So with 0, the publishing of the message will be very fast, but there is a risk that we will have some loss of data and we won't know. Now with 2 others, we will have some acknowledgements. This one is slightly slower but kind of faster than this third one, because we were just waiting for the leader to acknowledge and not all replications. Now what if that whatever published message we have published fails? So in that case, that error is sent to the producer. Now based on these 2 parameters which we can set, the one is retries and then another is retries back of time. Now what retries is, whatever number you set it there, it will keep on trying to send that message if any error has occurred while publishing that message. And retry back of time is, it will wait for that time before it's sending it to the next message, next retry. So using these 2 parameters you can set and you can handle the error. I think that's it for today. For your reference, you can go through some advanced topics to get in-depth knowledge of these Kafka producers, like setting up some parameters for retries back of time, then changing the batch size in which the message is produced. So you can tweak these parameters and check how it impacts the performance of the Kafka producer. You can also learn on how to create custom partitioners as well, and see if you can use them to publish these messages to the Kafka cluster. In our next video, we will go through Kafka consumers and we'll cover how Kafka consumers can be optimized efficiently so that they can consume messages in parallel. So we'll go in these details in our next tutorial. Stay tuned to our channel and like, share and subscribe. Thank you.